Honey, you're being paranoid. He's just a friend, a soul reminder. There is nothing to worry about.
I always believed my wife, Lila, valued honesty as much as I did. She used to tell me that trust was the foundation of everything. That all changed the day she reconnected with her ex, Adrian. At first she said it was just a harmless friendship. I really wanted to believe her. I truly did. But her habits began to shift little by little. She started texting late at night, smiling at messages she wouldn't let me see. She developed this new habit of always keeping her phone face down on the table. I tried not to assume the worst. I told myself I was just being insecure. Then one evening she came home glowing, like she had just won the lottery. She told me she'd run into Adrian at the gym, that it was a total coincidence. But her excitement, the way her eyes lit up, it told a completely different story. Later that night, I heard her laughing on the phone with someone. When I asked who it was, she snapped at me, saying I was being paranoid. Her tone carried more irritation than any real reassurance. The very next day, she left early, wearing a beautiful dress she never wore for me. She claimed she had an important meeting with a client. She didn't come home until almost midnight. When she walked in, she smelled faintly of a cologne that wasn't mine. When I mentioned it, she said I was imagining things. I finally asked her directly if Adrian was involved in any of this. She just rolled her eyes and said he would always be a part of her life, that cutting him off would be childish. Then she called me insecure for even asking. Her words hit me harder than she realized. For days, I watched as she drifted further and further away. She spent longer hours getting ready in the morning. She started guarding her phone like it was a national treasure. One morning, I overheard her whispering in the kitchen. She instantly hung up the moment I walked in, her face flushing with a guilt she tried, but failed, to hide. I didn't say anything. I just started quietly paying more attention. She claimed she was working late 3 nights in a row. Each time she came home looking worn out yet strangely energized. Her smiles were no longer meant for me. Her affection had cooled into polite, distant gestures. Then one night I received a message from a friend who saw her downtown. The message was simple. She wasn't alone. I didn't confront her immediately. I wanted the truth, not another lie forced out of fear. When she got home, I asked how her night was. She said it was exhausting and boring. I asked if she met anyone interesting. Barely spoke to a soul, she said. Her lies were delivered with such practiced confidence, it was chilling. So I changed my approach. I asked her calmly, "Lila, do you still love me?" She hesitated for just a second too long. She said she did, but her voice completely lacked warmth. It was just an empty word. The next day, something told me to check our shared tablet. Her phone messages synced automatically to it, and there it was. I found a long message thread between her and Adrian. They called each other soul reminders. They joked about old memories, inside jokes I had never heard of. They described their secret meets, laughing about how clueless I was. One message from her said she wished she had met him again sooner. Another said she only felt alive when she was with him. A final one said she wasn't sure how much longer she could hide everything from me. My heart just broke quietly as I closed the tablet, but that heartbreak quickly shifted into a cold, hard clarity. Pretending nothing was wrong would only degrade me further. I couldn't live like that. That evening I cooked dinner and waited. When she came home, she acted as sweet as could be, as if nothing had ever happened. She kissed my cheek like it was just a part of her daily routine. I asked her if she wanted to talk about anything. "My day was fine," she said dismissively. I took a breath and asked, "Do you want to tell the truth?" Her hands froze mid-motion. "What truth are you talking about?" she asked, her voice trembling slightly. I didn't say a word. I just slid the tablet across the table toward her. Her eyes widened as she recognized the open message thread. Her lips trembled with excuses she couldn't quite form. Her first defense? She said I was snooping. I just looked at her and said, "You were betraying." She said it wasn't what it looked like. I replied, "It looks exactly like what it is." She claimed Adrian was just emotional support. I told her emotional affairs almost always become physical ones. She tried to deny everything, but her denial crumbled under the weight of her own silence. She reached for my hand, but I pulled it back. She begged me not to leave, saying she made a mistake. I told her mistakes don't last for months. They aren't a series of deliberate choices. She said she still loved me. I said she loved the attention more. She broke down into tears, but they felt too late. My heart, which had been in turmoil for so long, had finally gone quiet. I told her I needed space. She tried following me around the house as I packed a small bag. She accused me of giving up too easily. I reminded her that she was the one who gave up first. I packed a few things and headed toward the door. She clung to my arm, pleading for another chance. I gently pushed her hands away. I told her we both needed time to understand what we had done, and that I deserved honesty from the very start. As I stepped out, she called my name through her tears. Her voice carried guilt, regret, and fear, but it no longer reached the part of me that once would have bent to her every whim. I walked out into the cool night, feeling strangely calm. The pain was heavy, but so was a profound sense of relief. Sometimes leaving is the only way to save what's left of yourself. And sometimes the truth breaks you open just enough to let you begin again. Thank you for listening. If you've ever been through something similar, remember you're not alone. Please consider liking and subscribing for more stories.